All right, welcome back to the AAA podcast, the show that gives you access hilarious to everything music, nightlife, and everything in between. My name's Lewis. I've got Joel with me as well, and it is our 25th episode, so we've got a very special guest with us today. Complete, how are you?
How's it going, bro? What's up? Thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure having you. We've actually had quite a few requests to have you on.
Really? Sweet.
Yeah, I think ever since we did the cursor, when we had cursor, everyone was like, "Oh, you should get complete. You should get complete." So we've finally fulfilled that. I guess that dream for those people to have you on here.
Sick.
Look, usually I do all the talking, but I'm going to let Joel do everything this week. So he's done the research for this interview.
All right.
I wasn't expecting you to just drop it like that.
No, I'm only joking. No, he always says that I always talk a lot. So I just wanted to see.
He does.
So, no, I've done all the research. I wanted to first jump into... I just wanted to see him on the spot, see what would happen. You literally just announced tonight you're doing the whole Australian-New Zealand tour with... Is it Merkules?
Yeah, Merkules, yeah.
So that's obviously very exciting for you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm stoked.
First, you're going first time out of Australia?
First time doing a show in another country.
So that's a big thing.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I've never been in New Zealand, so that'll be a good experience.
I've never been either.
Yeah.
So.
Me neither. But I imagine it would be a good experience.
Yeah, no, that'll be good.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Like,
well, I did the Merkules Australian tour last year.
Yeah.
And we just really hit it off. And they were happy to have me again this year. And obviously New Zealand was added this year, which is a bonus. And
yeah. It's all about relationships, essentially, isn't it? Like it's networking. We've said it 1,000 times. Like having that network, you could be the best at everything, but if you don't have that network, then it's really not going to. I guess that's the part that gets you to the next level.
It helps, like if you get along with other people, but and real recognise real too. We got similar tastes in music, and our music has similar vibes.
Yeah.
So it just works. So people say we look like each other too, which is pretty funny.
Less tattoos though, I think.
Yeah, less tats.
Just a couple.
Yeah. I should get more. I'll probably get some more fans.
You should get like a makeup artist to do like just the whole like the throat and everything, just to make it a fake one and just rock up at his show.
yeah. Start taking photos with all his fans. It happened a few times. Last tour, a few people thought I was Merk.
Oh, really?
And I'm pretty sure a few people came up to him thinking he was complete. Yeah.
Obviously not that. Obviously they haven't looked at either of you that much to be able to realise like he's got a distinct look. So
yeah, it was probably dark a few drinks down.
Yeah. They're like he just looks like him.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Well, that's I guess doing because you've been around. Have you done around Australia? Because you obviously did last year.
Yeah, done Australia a few times.
Yeah,
yeah,
and you've done quite a few supports. Like we were just talking off air. Like you've done the first time I not met you but took photographs was years ago when you just came up for Seth Century. It wasn't even a support.
Yeah.
And you've obviously had so Cursor just did his tour, and you did was it just the Perth show, or did you do?
We did the Melbourne show as well.
Yeah,
this year.
How do those, like, obviously you met Merkules and that's how that kind of came about. Yeah. Was the Cursor thing a similar thing, like you just known him for a while, or?
Cursor got booked for like a private party thing, like when he first started popping off. It was kind of around when he did the battle with 360.
Yeah.
And we got booked at the same private party, and this has gone, way back. I think he had just dropped his first album.
Yeah.
And so we met there, and we had heard a bit of each other's music kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he had a show in Perth the next night, and he kind of said, "Oh, do you want to support tomorrow night?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, definitely."
Yeah, why not?
And then the relationship kind of started there, and he got us on the Perth supports like every year. And 1 year he got us to do the Australia tour. Well, he let us do it. We asked, and he was like, "Yeah, for sure." And so pretty much every year we've done the Perth slot.
Yeah. So it's kind of every time he comes over, it's.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're pretty much there.
We haven't missed one yet, but yeah.
That's good. And you have obviously said we had people that were requesting to have you on. Like your fan base here is huge, I guess. Why do you think you've grown so big? Like, what do you think?
Just persistence, man. Like, it's taken its time, and over the last year and a half, it's just started picking up like to a a new level, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is sick, but just persistence, man. And then songs come out like Jordan.
That's what I was gonna.
And just that kind of like Jordan kind of skyrocketed everything. And people go, oh, actually, maybe we should pay some more attention, and just keep dropping shit that connects with people. And
I guess you just have that consistency of like you're putting out and putting out good music. But but you like if you're putting out consistently, you're putting out good music, and then you, as you said, you had that one song that, like Jordan, that's kind of like it just goes and just blows up. Because I think I looked at that today, it had 2.3 million views on YouTube.
2.9, almost at
2.9,
almost at 3,
almost at 3, almost was that almost 3 times platinum if it was a that was just a next level kind of thing, like it.
Yeah, Jordan, man, I wasn't really expecting it to go the way it did, but I'm really thankful that it did. It's given me lots of opportunity, to gain new listeners and, do more of what I want.
I think the video helped as well, like that.
Yeah, we talk about this often because if I'd released Jordan without a video, you wouldn't really understand what's even happening.
No. Because there is that subtlety, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there obviously with the two voices, there is a slight adjustment with one of
Jordan's voice.
Yeah, there is that slight adjustment. There's a
slight pitch down behind it.
But if you're listening to it on the radio or like you're listening to it through headphones, you might not notice it, but then when you watch the video, you're like, oh shit, like there really is. It'll
be confusing without the video for sure.
Yeah, but I've seen like there was I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a guy. I can't remember exactly his name. There's a UK kid that did a reaction video to it as well.
I am Chazza.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Chazza, yeah.
But it's crazy. It's reaching over there. Like you've got people that are in the UK and all around that are basically, but like watching it and supporting it. But then you've got people that even on his page, the Australian are then like requesting for him to do that reaction video for that video.
Yeah.
So you got fans everywhere in there.
I know, man. It's been a crazy couple of years, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
With the traveling and as Lewis said, you're building fan bases in different places. Where that you've been, have you seen and you kind of you underestimated that you had a large fan base?
I think the biggest one would have been like doing my own Adelaide show. I think like maybe 2 years ago or something. And it was like my first actual solo show there, and I didn't expect that much, but it like sold out pretty much. Sold out, and then we went back like a few months later, and that one sold out. That shocked me.
Didn't you? Yeah. Did you break a record as well? Well, a while back. Yeah.
At that point in time, sold the most tickets at that venue, but I don't know what's happened since then. I think a few other people have sold it out. Yeah.
But hey, you're gonna claim it. Yeah.
Do you think because when you went to Adelaide, you're not local there. Did they go crazier than when you perform here in Perth?
It's hard to say. Like back then, to a degree.
Yep.
Because I think this was like before everything kind of blew up even more. Like Adelaide wasn't used to seeing me.
Yep.
Perth was seeing me for years, and then then I did Jordan and that, and then all of a sudden there's heaps of other new people in Perth that haven't even heard of me.
Yeah.
So now the Perth shows are going crazy again, and I don't know, man. Like at the moment, it's pretty much just wherever we go. It's kind of shocking. So
yeah. Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
When you do rock up to these new places, do you kind of have it in your head? You're like, this is the first show. I want to really fucking give it to them, or?
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like when we do this New Zealand stuff, I'm going to treat it like I'm starting over. I'm just going to give it my best in the set and then just walk around hustling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like starting from scratch,
You should never, when you get success or any type of success, you should never stop like eating the dirt or basically stop doing what got you there.
Yeah.
So like if you started off, and I know you've said that like your first, when you did your mixtape, like you were just handing it out to people, CDs and that, like if that's what got you to where you are, like you should never stop going through the crowd or anything like that. Yeah. Like that's what makes it different. And obviously people will go, oh shit, like he was just up on stage, like now he's down here chilling with us, and like you know what I mean? Like it helps as well.
Yeah, definitely. Merkules is great for that. You should have seen the last tour. Every show, he'll just go out there and meet like 500 people, just like for an hour. It was crazy. And, you know, he's huge. Like, he doesn't have to do that, but...
Yeah.
You know, he loves his fans and it shows.
And his blow up as well, like, was YouTube was a big contributor.
Yeah, well, shit, man. He's like probably the most viral rapper on YouTube. I reckon I'd give him that. Like, yeah.
I would say that as well. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I don't like listen to his music, but I have seen him on social media and all the rest. Yeah,
but that's the fact that like even if you don't listen to his music, like,
I've still seen him popping up in my feeds and all the rest. Yeah,
and but that's the thing. Like even for you, like having like Jordan come out, that's the kind of thing that like you can call a couple of million. That's still viral.
Yeah.
But at the help of social media and YouTube to get that, like if you didn't put that out and say you put it on Facebook, you might have got a heap of views, but it might not have blown up the way it has.
Yeah. Well, I tend to put my shit on Facebook first anyway.
Oh, really?
Every time, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of my Facebook has always been my most successful social media.
What's it like between the two? Like with Jordan, like did you put the video on Facebook as well?
Yeah, I put it on Facebook first.
Yeah.
And it went viral overnight, like probably 250,000 to 300,000 views or something.
Oh, wow.
It was like, I was shocked. It was like over 10,000 likes and stuff like that. I woke up and what's happening, bro?
Yeah, what have I done?
Doing that shit,
what
and
have I
all of a
done?
sudden, yeah. And so, you know, and then obviously Facebook's longevity doesn't last.
Yeah.
Because people aren't looking up music on Facebook.
It's just, it's a one kind of...
YouTube, it took Jordan a while to crack like 500,000.
Yeah.
You know, my YouTube subs were still pretty low.
Yeah.
And then over time, the more popular it got, the faster it started going.
Yeah.
It hit a mil like after a year. And then, you know, shit, now it's been like it's gone a mil in like this half a year.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think it's the hardest. They always say, like, obviously, say to get to 10,000, but then once you reach that, it goes quick. Like when you get a million, it's going to take ages to get to that first million, but the second one's kind of like not instant, but it goes a lot quicker as well.
I think a bit to do with it is if a person sees 1 million on a video, they go,
exactly,
must be good.
Yeah, if they see like 1,000, they're like,
it must be shit.
But it's grown like all your. I was looking through like all your other videos, kind of like they're not in the millions, but it looks like they've kind of. It's not like people have just watched that and that's it. Yeah. They've kind of watched that and then gone back through because all your videos that are kind of surrounding Jordan have a decent portion of views on them as well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely just lifted everything up. The subscriber count, that whole mixtape that I kind of dropped like around that time, I dropped Haunted as well, and just a few good songs and a few good videos around the same time, and it just kind of pushed everything up. You gotta
ride that wave as well.
Yeah, it's hard though. It's hard to just do it. You know, you gotta keep that busy and just release like every few weeks kind of thing.
Yeah,
to really keep that thing going.
Yeah, to obviously hit, but at the same time, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
like I'm sure producing a video for each song and releasing them every couple of weeks, it's not the easiest of tasks as well to do.
Yeah, no, but shit, that's what you got to do, I guess. You know,
you got to hustle.
Social media age, man. We got a lot of competition.
We the recent interview we did one. Obviously, when this goes out, it was the last one that came out, and we were talking about like people's attention rates and people's attention spans as well, and that's a huge thing. Is like, there's no real. If you put something out and then waited a month, 2 months, 3 months, people have forgotten. Like you've got to have that every couple of weeks, otherwise people just don't.
For sure, man, because it's flooded. You know, you're gone for a bit. There's 100 other rappers dropping stuff on Facebook and YouTube. You know, you can easily be forgotten.
Yeah, true. Have any of the stuff you've put out where you're kind of like, I'll just chuck this one out in between, has any of that gone beyond your expectations?
That's kind of what's happened. All of it. Like, I should have saved Jordan and all this stuff for like projects, really, you know. And it's cool because I ended up putting it on a project anyway. But that's kind of what always happens. I write a track and I go, I'll just put it up as a promo, and just to keep, while they're waiting for something. Then it goes really well. I go, shit.
Like, fuck, I need another one.
Should have said, another one. And I go, oh, should put it out to keep the buzz going. Same thing, but that's all part of it, you know.
I mean, it's a good problem to have, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing.
You could be putting it out and they're all shit, and then you're going, well.
Lucky I didn't put that one on.
Yeah. I remember I was watching another interview you did, and you said that thing. You put it out, and you're like, fuck, like, why did I put this out? Like, it's gone too well. Like, I should have saved it.
Yeah.
Do you
happens a bit?
Is that like a constant battle as well? Like every time you kind of.
I'm not that stressed about it really. Like you can still put it on the project, really. You know.
Yeah.
There's no reason why not, unless you leave it like 2 years or something.
Yeah. A lot of people, I guess, are doing like they'll release like if you're putting it like as a single. They'll release a single out but they're still their albums released X months later, and they're still chucking it on there as well.
Yeah, there's no reason you can't, you know.
Yeah, who says you can't? There's no rule book.
Nah.
When you said that song Overnight, it caught a lot of fire on YouTube, on Facebook, and then you put it on YouTube, and then it took a while to get the traction, but then it did really well.
Yeah.
By the time it's really picked up, and then it's kind of spread around, are you sick of the track by then?
Not really, bro, because Jordan really means a lot to me. Like, if I don't like a track, I usually won't put it out, you know? It's like, I got to be pretty happy with it. I'm really picky with it, you know? But there are songs that, like, I won't go home and just, like, listen to Bloodstained Nikes for fun, you know? But I love performing it, and I love performing with Jordan, and so I don't really get sick of them.
Do you think it's more a crowd thing? Like, those songs are, like, obviously you're not going to go home and listen to it, but you enjoy performing it because it's such for a crowd, what am I trying to say? The
live energy is...
like for the crowd, the interaction and their energy from it makes it fun to perform it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Bloodstained Nikes is extremely fun to perform every time.
That tattoo as well.
Oh, the guy I got the other day. I know, right? Sick.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
You know you've gotten some level of success when people are starting getting tattoos.
There's been a few crazy ones, man. Some chick got, like, my face tattooed on her leg.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck.
Is that one of your more requested songs? Bloodstained Nikes?
It used to be.
Yep.
It's so funny, man. Like, because I didn't really do any shows until the last Merc tour after I released Jordan.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what the reception would be at the shows. So I went to the show and I expected Bloodstain, play Bloodstain. And all of a sudden they're just starting to chant Jordan after every track. And I'm like looking at Omac, who's my hype man. I'm like, what the fuck's happening, bro? They don't even want Bloodstained Nikes, which I'm happy with because Jordan, is such a personal track and it means a lot to me. And there's people, they love it that much. It was sick, really good feeling, when.
But then you can kind of put those, like, I'm sure in time you'll release another song and that will replace Jordan. But then you put those tracks into kind of like a vault of, there's always those couple of songs that people will have that. No matter what you release, they'll always want you to to perform it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can have that new song that everyone's like hyping over, but you can then bring out Bloodstained Nikes or bring out Jordan when it's not the newest, it's not the most popular track that you've got out, but people are still going to love it when you perform it.
Yeah, I'll never not be able to perform those two.
Exactly. Yeah. I wanted to. We need to visit. What other tattoos have people gotten? Because the face one, like if people got your face tattooed,
that's probably that's the most hectic one. There's been a few like quotes and that, and logos and stuff. But the face is the most hectic.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
You should start joking. Like, do you see them like when they come to your shows and that, or?
I haven't met that chick. Like,
oh, really?
No, she just sent it to me on like Facebook once.
And the Nike one?
I haven't met him. I got tagged in it on Instagram. Yeah, I haven't. I've seen like one or two in real life. Yeah, tattoos, and it's just been like a logo or my name or something or a quote. Yeah, but yeah,
this lady needs to come to.
Yeah, I think everyone should get complete tattoos and come to a show and come show me.
Yeah. Do they? If she was to come out, would you organise?
I'll give her free entry, bro. Yep. Backstage, everything. Yeah. If you got my face tattooed on you at all, you deserve free entry and a lot more in life.
No, that's very true. Yeah. I wanted to, because we spoke about obviously Cursor and obviously this Merkules one as well, and you've kind of there's a lot of guys that are in the industry that are quite huge that you've met and interact with.
Yeah.
A lot of those, like, and obviously Draft being from Perth.
Yeah, Drafter, yeah.
That's someone that's obviously, he's around here, but how do these guys, is it just this person says to this person, or like how do you kind of meet them and...
What, Merk and Curse, no?
Well, like, obviously Merk and Curse we've gone through,
Yeah,
but like with the other guys, is it, say, like Draft, like how is it that you met them, or Seth Sentry, obviously?
Drafter was like, obviously the Perth scene's held tight.
Yeah.
He actually just supported the scene, and like I was just coming out, and he came to my first mixtape launch. Just came, silently by himself, paid to get in, and just watch the show and that. And then met him a few times after that, and over the years we formed a friendship and
So it's just having that, I guess, a rapport and that friendship with these people. They just come out and see what you're doing.
I think it's real, recognise real, bro, and like certain rappers, connect with certain rappers, like Seth Sentry, I think he respects, how I rap and that. And I'm trying to remember how I met him, actually. I think I supported him at Bunbury once, and that's when we first met. I was in Perth. I think I supported him at a show. That's another way. Support slots.
Yeah.
And you meet the person, and...
So is that sometimes they're just booking, like they may not have met you, booked you, and then you end up...
I don't even remember how I got that. It'd be like local promoters and stuff, probably back then. Or we used to message heaps of people ourselves and just ask if we could do it,
Yeah, and obviously you get those no's, but you always get those yeses as well.
That's right, yeah.
It never hurts to ask.
No, that's exactly, man.
Do you think with how you said Draft silently came in and he paid for a ticket, and then you kind of just spoke and all the rest like that, and he was just supporting the scene?
Yeah.
Do you think it's important for people in that position that when they do hit that point to kind of like keep that cycle going?
Yeah, definitely. Like you got to support your community. It's a community in the end. So why not? Why not support the next gen and whatever, or your fellow artists?
Yeah,
unless they're pricks.
Is
that something you do with the next generation of the younger guys coming through?
I haven't at this point, but I will. I go to a few shows. I'm just a very anxious person, man. Like, you can probably tell I'm pretty weird on camera and that. Like, I try to avoid crowds as much as possible. I like being on the stage, not really.
It's like as soon as you drop that microphone down, it's a different thing than when you've got the microphone, and then as soon as you put it away, it's completely different.
Yeah, but we do a bit of work with youth and upcoming rappers and stuff anyway. So I'm always happy to help where I can.
Yeah,
and do what I can to lift the upcoming rappers up.
Yeah. Do you feel that you are still in that stage? Like
I'm in a weird bit.
You're kind of like it's like a pre-teen kind of stage, isn't it? You're not a kid, you're not an adult, but you're kind of like you're in that section where it's like I'm saying not in age-wise, but I'm trying to use it as a metaphor that you're kind of in that stage where you're definitely not like a beginner or up and coming rapper, but whether you consider yourself like a cursor or any of those Seth Sentry, Draft like that, you're kind of in that middle stage at the moment. How do you feel like the next, like, how do you kind of go from where you are now to moving into that?
I guess just, more persistence, bro.
Like, is radio play something that...
Yeah, eventually, man. Like, I'm not going to, like, change my style up to get radio play, but there's nothing wrong with writing a catchy song with your own style,
Yeah.
And if I got a song that I think will be good on radio, like, I'm releasing an album in a few months. Yeah. And if there's a song that radio wants to play, I'd love that, Yeah. More places my music goes, the better.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, bro, after this album, and if I keep just pushing it and staying hungry and don't get lazy, then, the sky's the limit, really, bro. It's up to me how far I want to go. Exactly. And I think that's the same with everyone, really. Yeah, and you've only got at the end of the day, you've only got yourself to blame or to be accountable for. Exactly. Like, your success is only, like, you're the one that determines how successful you are, essentially. I got this line in my song Resolutions, and I got it put on shirts and shit because people who liked it. Success or failure, repetition is what it takes, because you can either repeat the things that are going to make you successful or repeat the other things that are going to make you fail. Yeah. Either way, it's repetition. You keep doing it, and you're either going to be successful or fail, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Is that I was just going to mention something. You said something a moment ago, and it kind of it triggered something. But I'll let Joel.
When you talk about hustling and grinding, and you just wanted to keep hungry, how much time are you spending writing and like in the studio on a daily or weekly basis?
Man, it's a weird thing with me because when I'm sober, I write like constantly. Every single day I'll be writing. But when I'm, I had a relapse of that, I'm lazy as I won't write for like a week, and then I'll just write like a verse and then come back to it a week later.
Yeah.
Because I'm just hungover or getting drunk.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, it depends, man. But when I'm sober, it's just kind of like I've got that type of mind that needs to be occupied.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
24/7. So I just wake up and just write all day pretty much, or make videos, and that's where the kind of persistence comes into play.
And speaking about obviously being sober, like you mentioned as well, it's like we're all obviously at the moment you're trying to stay sober.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, man. So I had a breakup like a couple months ago, and so I had a bit of a relapse.
Yeah.
And just like, it got pretty hectic. But last Monday, I pretty much said no more, and just started, just stayed in my room, detoxing for the week. It's been pretty hectic, but.
And you've spoken about it before, like you said previously, like I think it was a similar situation as well. And
Yeah, that was a different break.
do
There's a few of them, man. Yeah.
Do you feel like it's kind of that's like the relying thing? Like, do you feel like it's kind of like something bad's happened, come back?
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. It's been an ongoing issue like since I was like 17 now or something, and it's just to numb myself really. It's always been my coping mechanism, and it's my shitty one. Music's my other one, the healthy one.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's easier just to go buy a carton than it is to write a whole track, and then I'll just get stuck in that cycle.
Do you think that the not to get too deep, but the only way that you'll kind of, because obviously you said like you'll kind of, and you've said this before, that you kind of become sober for a few months, then you'll go back to drinking, and then you become sober again. Do you think that the only way that will really like switch you into like completely being sober is something like really dramatic kind of happening, or do you think it's just a mindset that?
Man, like in the long run, I think it will either be like a health scare, or if I can figure out a way to discipline myself more, or there's heaps of avenues like the therapy and there's like certain medications I've looked into that are meant to help with it.
Is there one that makes you like really sick?
Well, that's what I'm on now.
Okay.
Antabuse, so I can't touch alcohol.
Yeah.
Or I get real sick.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's messed up.
That's like one of those like I remember, I wasn't one of those people, but I remember people saying that like when you'd suck your thumb as a kid and they'd put like that thing on your nails, and it would like make you like like this is like the like adult version basically.
Bro. It's crazy because it doesn't do anything unless I drink.
Yeah, so it's just like a chemical. Do you take it like, is it like you take it daily or?
Yeah, well, you're meant to. Yeah. So basically, once you have it, you can't drink for 14 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty full on, but it's hectic though because I can't have anything with alcohol in it.
Yeah.
So like, even I had the flu during the week, and I had to get this. I couldn't even get cough medicine. I had to get these weird lozenges, alcohol-free lozenges.
Well, I know someone that similar thing, but it was in regards to, so they had the breathalyzer things.
Yeah, right.
And it was literally like they're so sensitive. Like you couldn't have like mouthwash, toothpaste. Yeah. If you had like toothpaste, it has a certain amount of alcohol in it. Like all these different things, and you're like, you don't think about it like day to day. Like you can brush your teeth, and then you're sick, and you're like, I haven't even had anything.
Yeah,
like,
bro. There's so many things that you don't even think about that have alcohol in them,
Does it make you cautious? Like, are you checking?
Yeah,
it's okay. The water doesn't have it.
Is that vodka? Whenever I get sober, I just go to the shops and buy like so many new like bathroom things, man. Deodorant, bloody.
You're going through
wash.
everything. You're like, does it have alcohol?
Yeah, it's full on.
You just have like a checklist now.
Even foods and that. There's certain foods with like alcohol in it that I'm like pretty wary of because. Just in case. Yeah,
but I guess that's the whole point, isn't it? Yeah. It's to make you go, like, it's basically it's a pain in the ass to make you like, I guess to eventually stop or to stop taking it or to get you onto the path of not having to drink. I guess not to make light of it, because it obviously is something that like you want to stop, but there could have been a lot worse things that you could have been addicted to or rely on, like to have alcohol. Like it is one of those things that like I know, and watching, I've read a lot of stuff and listened to a lot of stuff. Like it's not an easy journey for you, but on the glass half full kind of thing, like there could have been, you could have gone down a worse road with drugs and
I don't know. It's a weird debate, or like could be debated, I guess, because it being legal, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very accessible as well.
Well, that's the thing. Like I guess cigarettes and alcohol is like they're legal, but like there's so much like people. There's a lot of people that are addicted to alcohol.
Yeah.
But because it's seen as a legal thing, like it's not like the amount of money that they're pumping into like ice. Like the ice epidemic and pumping into like rehabilitation for that. Yeah,
alcohol's promoted instead. You know?
That's the thing. Like, like but you think about it, like cigarettes, they've obviously plain packaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, alcohol, you can have
TV ads, everything.
Yeah. But then you got that whole debate, like the industry is built on alcohol. Like without that, it's you wouldn't have clubs and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a weird one, you know.
I was going to ask in regards to the whole alcohol thing. Do you think that is a part of the scene in a sense of like there's a lot of people that are either like all drugs and alcohol. I'll put them both in there, that either are on them, either have like overcome them, or kind of in like that kind of withdrawal state. Like, do you think that's not a part of it? Like, it's not like a checklist of you have to do this to be a rapper, but a lot of people kind of have that as they're dealing with it basically.
Well, lots of rappers, you know, have usually grown up in that kind of hip hop lifestyle where, you know, obviously drugs and all that stuff's usually involved.
Yeah.
But once you get into the actual scene and you're a bit older, you know, you're doing shows and you're at clubs and pubs all the time, and there's after parties, and you know, depending who you are, you got people shoving drinks in your face. Here, have this, have free, whatever. It's very easy just to take advantage of it, and you know, I think there's quite a lot of people in this industry, not even hip hop, the music industry in general, that definitely struggle with it.
Do you think that then you get to that certain age again where you kind of realize, shit, like I can't do this?
I think so. Yeah,
it's
a few,
touring and
I think a few of the older rappers are just they get sick of it. They've done it for so long that they're just like, oh, can't be fucked with a party. Well, can't be. I forgot if I'm allowed to swear or not.
Yeah, you can.
They can't be screwed partying anymore, and they got different kind of things in their life that they're focused on.
Yeah. I guess that your priorities change. Things happen in life. Like it's always changing. So I guess that's generally a reason why. I guess it is that progression. Like you kind of.
That's why I think like once I'm in my 30s, am I gonna even want to drink really, or am I just gonna be happy with two and just like watch Netflix and go to sleep? I don't know.
But how old are you now? Sorry,
I'm 26.
Okay, you're 26. Yeah. Okay, so but even then you are still considered young. Like, well, you are young, so I guess that like you're still perceived to still be able to go to the after party and you know what I mean? Like it's still in that you're not 45 or something still rapping and people are like, all right, he does the show, goes home, has a nap.
And it's like it's definitely different when you're like 18, 20 and you're just starting to get in your party thing, but it's just the lifestyle, bro. Seriously, like touring and I always struggle with. I go on tour and it's like tour life. Then you get home and it's such a weird feeling transitioning back into that. Yeah, and I struggle to kind of transition back, and I'm like, I feel like I'm still on tour kind of thing. Yeah, and just keep going. So there's a mix of that, a mix of trying to hide my panic and all my little demons and that, and I don't know, man. It's a weird situation.
There's a lot of people said as soon as they finish a tour, it's a very you have withdrawals.
It will come down, bro.
It's still come down. It's a serious thing because you so much hype and you do all those dates. Like I'm sure the Merkules tour will be like this. You'll have so much hype around like it's starting, and then once it started, it kind of goes like that, and then you're like, oh shit, like I'm back.
But that's the thing though. Once you come back, you just got to throw yourself into into the next project, or you need to give yourself something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can't just keep living off that memory. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Yeah. It's, easier said than done when you're in that. You're so excited from everything you've just done.
Yeah.
But
and you come back and you're like, oh, now I've got to actually I've got to start something or finish it.
Yeah.
With everything going on, like behind the scenes, you do your videos, you do your writing, like all that kind of stuff, and your social medias and all the rest. Do you have a team, or do you do most of it just solo?
I obviously write all my own tracks and that. Video-wise, me and my friend Uncle Sam, who does some of my beats too, and he usually records me most of the time. We have a business together called Drop Shot Media, which is a music video filming company, and so he usually does my videos, and then I'll just edit them.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So it's kind of between the two of you.
Yeah.
You kind of smash it all out.
Pretty much, man, and and I do all my social media.
Yeah.
I'm very, very OCD with my social media. I won't sponsor a post. I never have, and I don't want to, because everyone that I know that has, it's stiff their whole page.
Once you do it, it's kind of
Facebook knows. Oh, he's got money. He's willing to spend it. Yeah.
But I think you've got that growth now that you can just ride that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I think it's because I haven't sponsored anything. Why it still kind of works for me.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. It's weird.
I was going to ask before. With the Merkules, you got that tour, and someone asked on your social media today. So I just wanted to get a confirmation. Will your album be out before or after the tour?
I can't really get into it yet.
All right, so by the end of the year, 100%?
Yeah, by the end of the year, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. But we don't know whether it's before or after.
Yeah, no.
Is that more of a on you kind of thing, whether it's... is it all kind of there?
I don't want to say things in case they change.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
But...
The plan is in motion.
Yeah, the plan is in motion. But the 100% by the end of the year.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, the album's done. It's ready.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Like everything's kind of it's all ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all ready to go.
It's just been trying to figure out the best way and when to release it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what we're sorting out at the moment.
Yeah. All right. So 100% by the end of the year, we'll we'll have it out.
Yeah, for sure.
This kind of ties in with what he was saying, but like, not to do with dates or anything, but when you do approach like a project like this, do you put together like a long kind of timeline and like marketing plan for something like that? And is that kind of...
This album, man, has been pretty hit and miss. It's been my first like proper project that's... How do you say it? Because the other ones, mixtapes, they were pretty much albums too. I just didn't own the beats,
Yeah. So you have to...
You still sold it, which you shouldn't really, but this one... will be in stores and that.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's taken much longer. I was very picky with it, but the marketing side of things is like starting now, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you're saying like this one, it's more like you've got to work. There's a lot more working parts in regards to like if it's in stores, you've got to kind of that distribution of having that there and putting it in there.
Yeah.
So all those wheels are kind of...
Yeah, all those wheels are in motion.
This is kind of like your first one where you've actually kind of put time aside and done a whole kind of timeline. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're all original beats, and which is... I don't know. I don't know why people look at albums different to mixtapes, really. In the end, it's pretty much that.
Yeah.
Or sometimes albums have storylines and that, but... Yeah, pretty much. This has been like a 3-year process with this album, so I'll just try to turn it into like a kind of life story type of thing and just put every aspect of me into the album. And, I see it being in stores. It will be my, first album in stores. That's always been like my bucket list. Yeah. And that's what kind of makes it official for me,
Can you say where it will be, or is that another thing that's
It should be in JB's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't really want to say other places until I'm.
Yeah, until you don't want to be. No, I was going to say if you can 100% say.
Yeah.
It's good. Like I guess that's another. Like the radio play is something like having an album in stores that's another kind of bucket list or that moment that you can kind of tick off and go.
I've got all these things that I dreamed of as a kid that I wanted to achieve as a rapper, and having an album in stores is, definitely up there.
Yeah. I've got a couple of questions. So I've had people that have submitted a couple of questions. So I'm just going to read them out. Cool. So the first one's from Jaron Nolan, and he's asked, who is the best up-and-coming rapper in Perth right now?
Ooh, man.
Or rappers, if you had to...
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
I'll just throw some names. I'm going to forget people, but...
Yeah. So no offense if you're not named.
Dexter.
Yep.
He's probably one of my favourites, actually. There's the Lucid Reality Boys. There's Gracie, Distract, Berkey, Became. Oh, man. Who else am I forgetting? Those are the ones that kind of strike out at me at the moment.
Yeah.
Who am I forgetting, bro? Do you know?
If there's any more that come to your mind, then we can...
Yeah, I have a thing. I know I'm forgetting heaps, but...
Yeah. But these guys are kind of... Is it like everyone kind of in the scenes, like the scene as a whole is kind of...
Yeah, all them boys I just mentioned pretty much are working together in that. And they're all doing some good stuff for Perth, Oh, Five Past, there's one. Oh, man, I know there's so many.
You'll just be, as we're talking...
Fatso, Erna. Oh, yeah, the list goes on. Ricky B. Yeah, it keeps going.
There's heaps.
Yeah. Pretty much anyone who's doing stuff in Perth, bro, I got respect for,
Yeah, as long as they're doing something.
Yeah.
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 And second question that we got. So it's from James Hall, and he's asked, what drove you and or gave you confidence to speak out through your music? So I guess if he's talking in general about, say, Jordan specifically, like...
Yeah. Well, I've always kind of prided myself on just, when it comes to the music, being an open book, like... When I first started taking this rap stuff serious is when I got hell sick when I was a kid, diagnosed with panic disorder, and I pretty much couldn't leave my house for 6 months, and I had I couldn't see friends and that, because if I left the house, I'd throw up pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll just have panic attacks. So I just pretty much started writing, and that was my way of coping through all that, and that's how I kind of started this. So, and it's just followed on. It's always been my therapy.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy to expose that. I'm happy to show that to other people. I'm happy to show that side of me because, that's just who I am.
It's a way of doing it for you is through music.
Yeah.
It's very much, and I don't know if you followed him or heard it, but NF.
Man, I've literally just started checking his stuff out.
Because literally what you're saying is like he wrote a whole album called Therapy Session.
Right, yeah.
And it was about that, when you listen through it, it is about those demons and all of that kind of thing. And it's used through that. But yeah, keep listening to
Yeah, he's pretty dope, man. My friend Bitter showed me this song last night, that the new one, that When I Grow Up.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's crazy, man.
He's got some and because I first heard it because one of his songs got played on the radio.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this I first thought it was Eminem.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, is this Eminem? And then I looked at it and looked through his stuff and but it is very much a lot of, I think as well, and I'm not putting words into James's mouth, but the fact that a lot of rappers or musicians in general will write music and kind of have an underlying issue that they may be dealing with, but they're not going to admit it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not going to put it out into the world. Whereas kind of, I guess with yourself, is that you've got these demons and these issues that you're trying to deal with, and you're putting that into the world as well through your music, and obviously even through platforms like this. Or
I think a big part of it too was rappers I listened to growing up, like Eminem. It was always very what you see, what you
straightforward.
What you get kind of thing. So that was the type of stuff that inspired me. So I think that might have rubbed off a bit. Just if you're gonna rap, I look at you. You're kind of signing yourself as an open book.
Yeah.
You're an entertainer. You gotta. I want to tell these people my life story. I can't hold stuff back.
And I guess, as you said, real recognizes real as well.
Yeah,
so if you're saying, if you're going, look, I've got these issues as everyone else does.
Yeah.
Then people are going to go, oh shit! It's not just me. He's dealing with it as well. They're dealing with it as well. And I guess that then your fan base then is not fake in a sense. Like people are true supporters because of that, because you have that kind of bond as well.
Definitely, man.
Have you had anyone come up to you like after a song and
A bit of fluff. Messing with it here, but yeah.
have you had anyone come up to you and say like, "Oh, I've listened to this," and like, is that something that's happened yet, or you?
Yeah, constantly, man.
Yeah,
it's constant messages like that. Just I really relate to this song or that song, and thanks for helping me get through some tough times.
Yeah,
and yeah, man, it's an amazing feeling hearing that.
I was gonna say, is that a rewarding?
Yeah, bro, and it it kind of reassures me that being an open book is a good idea, because there's been like lots of people saying I was gonna like commit suicide, but I put this song on and it's just stopped me. I'm like, well, thank God I bloody released that song, man. Jesus Christ.
Have you ever written songs with that, not intention, but with that underlying thing in mind, that going, shit, I'm going to write this. I know that people are going to...
Yeah.
I guess even if we're
they're going to relate kind of thing.
Yeah, let's say Jordan as itself. Obviously that song is quite heavy and there's a lot like that topic in itself. Did you kind of know, shit, like I'm going to put this out, people are going to be like, I relate to that, or...
Jordan was a weird one, man. I really didn't expect it to go as well as it did.
Yeah.
I was going through a tough time, and I was like, I'm sick of writing the same mopey stuff I do where I'm just complaining on the mic. I want to do something creative.
Yeah.
So I did the back and forth thing. I thought, oh yeah, a few people will probably, they'll relate, but it wasn't my main focus.
Yeah.
It was more just get this off my chest and do something creative. Then laid it down and did the video.
And then rest is history.
And that happened, yeah.
Yeah. It's mind blowing how something like that, and that there's certain decisions that if you hadn't put a video, it wouldn't have blown up. Like just small things like that you got to.
It's funny because it works in reverse too. My friend Sam, Uncle Sam, he was on a podcast the other day, and he had to do like top 5 music videos in Australia.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like Jordan and that, and they go, all right, how we got to look at it is if the video's on mute, is it still a good video? Is it still an entertaining video?
Yeah.
Jordan would be pretty boring without the music. It's just a dude sitting in a chair going like that. Yeah. There's not much to it,
Yeah,
and no video. The song would be a bit weird. So it was just a perfect mix in the end.
That's really, to look at it like that, like with videos, like if you muted it, with the way like it would look, or have you seen the other sides where there's a lot of I've seen a lot of people do it where they'll do a video without the beat, so like people will go through and redub like a music video,
just the lyrics,
but it's just the people singing but with no music.
I've seen that,
and that's even weirder. Like
that's strange as
I want to know, at one point was it where you kind of like you're coming through, people kind of, you're gaining people's attention and stuff, mixtapes or whatever. What point from the beginning up until now where you're like, I might actually start to take this serious?
Man, I've always known I was going to take it serious since like year 7. I was like, no, this is it. This is what I want to do. I was like 13 recording on a $2 microphone from Big W, ringing Nova, saying I want you to play my song and stuff like that, And I've always known that this is what I'm going to do.
Yep.
I love that.
You're ringing Nova.
Hello, and you're like, can you play my song?
No, that's it. And I sang it. I rapped it to them.
Yeah.
And they sent me some free CDs as like a little, oh, good on you.
How were you back
a Simple Plan CD.
You would love that.
Send me Marshall Mathers LP or something.
Simple Plan.
Yeah, Simple Plan.
You're like, I'm not going to do that again.
It was that perfect song, I think. Perfect.
Oh. You know what they probably would have done is like, they've probably just gone through and they're like, all right, so if we give him like Simple Plan,
he might stop rapping.
He might stop calling us.
Yeah.
Like if you had to give him, they had to given you Marshall Mathers like LP, like or whatever it was at that time period. You're like, I'm going to call him every week now.
Yeah. They might give me Dre next week.
Yeah.
No, they were nice about it. They're really nice about it.
Have you tried it since now?
Nah.
No.
I don't think that's how it works.
Just demand them to play your song.
Yeah.
Hey, you use your army of people.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a smart way to do it. Make them an army and get them to tweet it and request it and that.
Yeah, get them all to ring and just play the song.
Yeah.
No one from that young age that you did actually just want to go full ball with this. Did you eliminate like any plan B where you knew just I'm gonna go full ball in this?
Well, I had to work obviously and do these little odd jobs every now and then. I've tried like heaps of stuff just to get by, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I hated all of it. I just wanted to be home rapping and pursuing that dream kind of thing. So, nah, man. I mean, plan B would be something to do with music anyway.
Yeah.
I've learned to do my own music videos and that now. So, God forbid the rapper stuff, doesn't work out, or I had to do something else.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're doing it now anyway. It's my side hustle anyway.
Yeah.
But I'd love to still do something music orientated, whether it's film music videos or maybe start a label, manage another artist, or
no matter what it is.
It would have to be hip hop though. That's it for me, man.
Yeah. He asked that because Joel decided one day at work that he wasn't going to come back.
Yeah.
And literally just quit.
Yeah.
On the spot.
I drove off at lunchtime.
Good. Are you glad you did?
Yeah, man, 100%. Like, yeah, I got to do it's shit in terms of like funding and all the rest. And I'd be like, I'd love to buy this new gear for the studio or whatever. But I'm like, well, do I want to be working like those other guys?
Yeah.
Then I'd be the hypocrite, I'd be like, oh, those guys were all chumps for doing that. And then I'd be that chump.
Yeah, man. I don't. My worst fear is looking back, thinking, "What if?" When I'm like, I'm on deathbed. You know?
That's exactly.
Regret is the worst thing that you can. The best advice I ever got. I still haven't done it, but the best advice I ever got told was, if you have a day, go into a nursing home and sit down with a couple of people and just ask them what's something you regret when you were younger, and just like listen to what people say, because it like. You want to get to your deathbed.
That sounds heavy doing that.
No, but like going in, you're just chatting to people like, is there anything you regret doing in life? And different people, some people might be like, no, I've done everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You'll find that a lot of those people are the people that are like, they may not have been the most successful, but they've tried everything, having that foot in every little thing. Yeah. But like, you don't want to get to your deathbed, and it's very dark to think that way, but... Yeah. You don't want to get there and be like, fuck, I wish I'd have done that. Like, oh, I wish I'd have tried this, or I wish I'd have tried that. Like,
for sure, bro.
It's you can't live like that. You need to, if you're going to do something, fucking do it. Like,
and life's short, man. If you want, you want to do something, just do it.
Yeah. You got to get out there and like, I know that, like, even you coming on here, like, we're grateful that you've come on here as well. Like, you could have not done that, and look, I don't know whether you would regret it or not, but at the same,
we'll see how it's edited.
But at the same time, it's kind of like one of those things. Like, you could have got 10 years down the road and be like, oh fuck, like I wish I'd have done that, or I wish I hadn't have done that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Look, we're almost coming to the end as well. It goes quite fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I always think it's like, well, for us, it has. We'll get you to. We always get everyone to bring in something, so we'll get you to bring that in a second. But I always obviously give Joel. He always likes to ask the smart questions.
Okay.
So
I ask the technical questions.
Yeah.
When you approach a song, a project, or anything, do you follow a set structure to how you kind of put it all together?
It depends on the song. So if it's just your battle rap or just your typical rap song, I'll usually just, like say a song with no hook, just bars, I'll just start and see where it takes me. Song with a hook, I usually start with a hook and, build the concept, then do the verses around that. If it's a story, like with a twist at the end, I'll usually figure out the twist, how I want it to end, and then start from the beginning and somehow get to that ending where I want it to be.
Yep.
Do you have a lot of notes in your phone, or is anything like you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your phone is kind of like...
My phone and my lappy are full of like weird ideas and lots of stuff I don't use. Especially when I'm drinking. Lots of shit I don't use, man. Like, my mates crack up at this. Like, I like doing out-of-the-box shit and like Jordan,
Yeah.
I love getting creative with it. On this album, there's a bit of stuff like that. But I was looking through the notes I made when I must have wrote them when I was really maggot, and it says like, write about life from a piece of bread's perspective. And I go, what was I thinking, bro? What are you gonna say? Chilling near the toaster, feeling closer to death.
Hey, that's. I don't know. People might.
Oh, bro, it was a stupid idea.
Just think of the music video. Just think of like a cartoon piece of bread. Like,
bro, I could probably do it. I could if I put my mind to it. But I was like, oh,
all right, next album, we want a life from a piece of bread.
The life of bread.
And you just have a piece of bread just like sitting next to the toaster, and then at the end it gets put into the toaster.
Oh man, sad ending. This should be a twist. We should do a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't give it away, otherwise
the bread pushes the toaster off.
Or the toaster's not on.
The bread puts the toaster in another toaster. The toaster gets toasted.
This is getting really... I mean, if you're making an entire 3-minute song and there's a fucking piece of bread there, then you could do whatever you want, really.
Take the bread to a warehouse. It's got a voice in its head. It has a conversation. Yeah. Brethren.
Well, Jordan Part 2.
Yeah.
See, but that's one of the things that, like, I used to drink heaps. Like, a similar thing, like, when I first started in the industry, like, a lot. And then last year, I went a whole year without drinking, like the entire year. But I found as well that, like, creativity is part of that. And I like whether that's something that subconsciously is like, you know, that if you're completely sober, will you still come up with those ideas? Or like I felt with myself, like now I have one or two here and there, but it's like you can sometimes the most magical things come from when you're out with those people, and like even when you're out like networking as well, like having. I guess you can have like a Coke or something and people don't really, you know what I mean? Like people don't really know, but it's like, is that something that you've ever...
With the creativity wise and like drugs and alcohol, I've got lots of friends that, like, you know, need a cone or a few drinks to even get into that zone.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. When I drink, I don't write because I actually feel like I'm not myself and I'm not doing my best. I'll look at the lyrics the next day and go, you know, I didn't put my all in. I was just a bit lazy because I was pissed.
Yeah.
So I won't write drunk.
But that's a good thing to know that like you will write better when you're sober.
Yeah.
And you're not relying on that. Like that. Yeah. That's a good thing to realize that it's you're not reliant on that to be able to. Oh fuck! I need a drink so I can write this hook or whatever.
No, for sure. I'm grateful for that part. I guess. Yeah, but. Yes, but on the other hand, it's like when I'm drinking, I just don't get anything done, you know. But
yeah. Hey, you come up with the
bread idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't even get done.
Yeah. Oh well. Obviously, we'll get you to bring out your the item that you brought. And is there a story that comes with this as well?
Yeah. There's a story. So this is the poster to the my first mixtape CD launch, Panic Disorder.
Yep.
And this is like. You know, pretty much where everything started kind of happening. It's like the bloodstained Nikes and all that. And you can say we used to contact Complete for the tickets. I just went to train stations all over Perth and sold the tickets to anyone who wanted.
Don't do that anymore.
No, not anymore. There's a thing called Oztics apparently. But yeah,
that's crazy. Like that's insane that you would. So you would literally just go everywhere.
I'd just go meet the fans wherever they wanted it, and just sell them the tickets.
Do you want to just hold? Just
did the same thing with all the Panic Disorder CDs.
Oh wow!
Like even I said, whoever wants a free CD, I'll come drop it off, and
that's crazy that.
You can see I got hair in that photo.
Yeah.
Do you think that's one reason why your original fan base has stuck with you this long? Because in the beginning, you just done everything for them, and they kind of just stuck with you through.
I've always been. It was funny, man. When I did the Panic Disorder thing, and even my mixtape after that, I was like, I don't want to charge people until they know what they're buying.
Yeah.
You know, I go, who's going to buy something if they've never heard of me? So I was a big supporter of giving it out for free, even though lots of rappers were saying, that's stupid, bro, and you're kind of undercutting everyone else because we're trying to sell our stuff. and you're giving yours for free. But I think this is what's going to work for me. So I just went to high schools like every day, me and the boys, and we'll just hand out panic disorder to all the kids. Next thing you know, it's spreading, around Perth. Bloodstained Nikes get some traction, and
it's all about that having getting awareness and like all of that kind of stuff. Like separate bit in I know the story from in the States, like with Khalid, is that his parents were it was a military family. So he would, as even here, like in Australia, if you're in the military, you move around fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And he would literally just, every state that he would move to, he would have a friend here, he'd have a friend there. And it was kind of, he would put out a song and this person would hear it in this state and this person would hear it in this state. And that's how it, like, you got more traction, I guess, with you. Like, it's a similar thing. You give people at this school, you give people at this, and it just, eventually it kind of just grows and grows. Like you go to New Zealand and like even if you get 50 people there, they might tell 25 people.
Exactly, bro.
And it's next time you go over, you grow a fan base. Like it's
people think that now we got social media, that word of mouth doesn't exist. It totally does, bro. If you meet a person and you give them a CD or whatever, that could turn into 20 people very easily, man.
Yeah. And you never know who you're giving a CD to, or you never know who you're meeting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure when Draft came in, like, I'm sure you knew who Draft was, but in a sense, like, if you didn't know who he was, he came in and you're like, hey, man, like, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. If you're a dick, he'd be like, fuck you, like.
Yeah, for sure.
And then anyone that came through, don't put that guy on, or, you know what I mean? Like,
that's just a good life lesson in general. Don't be pricks to people you don't know. Because you don't know who they could be, really, Yeah,
just be nice. That would be a good,
be a nice person.
Yeah, that would be a lovely thing.
Yeah. So is that a strategy, like, if you had to do it all over again and you said word of mouth is still a thing, is that something for, like, the up-and-comers you would still recommend in 2019?
Definitely, bro. Yeah, I do. And I say that to some of the kids that's what they should do. Print CDs, go to high schools, give your CDs out.
Yeah,
because they're the ones that are going to spread it. And saying that now, it's hard because CDs aren't as big as they used to be.
USB.
Well,
it's more expensive,
it's all Spotify and stuff. It's like I guess you could just go try to staunch them to follow your Spotify, but say that they'll respect it. If you give someone a free CD, they'll respect it.
I think these days it still holds its it still holds its weight. As a CD still is like. As much as you listen to it on Spotify, but having like I know it's a complete opposite, but there's a Taylor Swift reputation thing right there. Like it's we haven't had Taylor on here. I'm just someone brought that was the thing that they brought in. But like having that physical copy, like we can't put a Spotify like a Spotify something there. Like having that physical copy of something is always going to be best.
That's right. Especially in the hip hop scene, man. Because I've got people that had the panic disorder CD and they've kept it and they've kept it like a collector's item.
Yeah.
And they've just followed the journey and they are so proud to have that hard copy.
Exactly. Records. Like records still like they're still in the millions.
Man.
They're actually fucking expensive.
But they're still like record like actual vinyl record sales. I think was in something like the 8 millions last year.
Yeah.
Like so even that like I think nowadays we've gotten so far into the future of like everything being digital that having a physical copy of something is more important to people now.
Yeah, right. It's a bit more rare.
Yeah, well, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you made, say, your new album, if you made, say, a vinyl version, man, I know that they would sell out like that because people are like, fuck. Like,
the true followers will purchase it.
Especially hip-hop heads, man. Yeah.
Well, Oh, man,
some of my favourites I got on vinyl.
Yeah.
Do you have Wu-Tang on vinyl?
I don't know. I haven't collected much vinyl, to be honest.
I know that's one where a lot of hip-hop fans are like, I got Wu-Tang on vinyl.
I got 5 million CDs, though.
Which is the next, that was the next, final tape then CD, but it's still a similar thing. Like it's still having that physical copy of something you can go out, I went and bought this. I didn't, I purchased this on iTunes. Like it, I mean, all is good. Like whether they get a CD from a physical place or they buy it online, that's all support, but it's that physical thing. I think it's something that's...
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. Even with my mixtape Paranoia Prison, and Panic Disorder, actually. I got people to give me their address, and I paid to mail them the CD for free. So I lost a shitload of money. But man, you know, if you really want your name to get out there, and you got to take some risks. And
exactly, and it shows you like you care about your fans, and like you're doing something that they're like, shit, like I didn't expect that, and then they go, fuck, like he did this, like it's that you're going the extra mile, and yeah, that's where people succeed in the industry. If you're a prick and you just think that everyone's there for you, or that like they're my fans, I don't have to do anything, I just go on stage and rap, that's where you'll die out, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's very good to have you on, and it's very nice to have like being so humble as well. Like it's lovely to have, like, when you have people on here, whatever level of success, that it's so nice when people are like just down to earth. They're not like, I'm fucking this person or whatever. They're just straight, and it, as I said, it's a pleasure to have you on here. So
I appreciate you guys having me, for sure. It was sick.
Well, look, thank you for coming on. Joel, thank you for being here. Darby, thank you for helping out as well. Thank you for watching the AAA podcast, the show that gives you access hilarious to everything music, nightlife, and everything in between. If you want to watch more videos, you can click up here. If you want to subscribe, click up here. Make sure you subscribe to us. New videos drop every fortnight. And if you want to support us, make sure you go onto our Patreon. Other than that, we'll see you in 2 weeks.